Okay, so in that case, there is this you can see it as a challenge, or you can see it as an opportunity. So I've seen a lot of joint partnerships coming up these days. It's been there long before, but it's now gaining a lot of popularity. And I think that now that's where GP is coming. So okay, you should know as an SME, these guys might build, they may decide to build it. What can I give that will change their minds about building it in-house? And that becomes an opportunity for you to take, you have to think about that. You have to leave room for that. So,
Okay, sure. So, like, I think, just as a joke, but like for them, maybe I would give them a pill of common sense in a way. Because so like for the better part, so like especially so like when you focus on a certain thing, so like there's the critical aspect of bringing peer costs down. You see, because I'm like like for a server basically, like it's much more simpler for you to go to the peer cloud than for you to set up your own server, for you to set up some like the peer internet, the backups, for you to make sure that there's like full peer security. You can go with some like 1,000 Kenyan shillings and just get like a small server for you to like host your peer site. Than you wanting to spend so much money to like basically build your own server. So like for some companies, they do have the capacity. So like for them, some money might be like a drop in the bucket, but then some like there's the main word, some like the main focus. Some like okay, can they focus on this full time? Because some like you now put yourself in a peer scenario that the product should be continuously be improved. So like on a day-to-day basis, you should be making sure that your tech is the peer ready. So like there's so many things. For some things you can do internally, but it's not all things to be honest. Because like if they do things internally, like how will they support some like the small companies? While some like it's the small companies like whom want to now some like be able to build themselves up. Or like some, let's say if they gave us the work, we could have grown as a company in some way, gain that social credibility, and then like one day, like when we get kids, we can send like our kids to their school.
Yes, like that's a really good point. And now my question it comes here for SMEs. What's stopping you from including that in your presentation, in your pitch? What's stopping you from doing that? Because at the end of the day, remember, sometimes they just need some few numbers to remind them on what they're missing out. I remember we were trying to do a budget a few years back for a very big organization. And we were trying to cut the costs, the budget for the different projects. But then we needed to show how this different projects in different flagships are directly impacting other projects in other flagships. And so the question was, how do we show this? How do we show this to our donors and convince them to restructure, the budget for the next financial year? All it took was an Excel sheet. And some nice colors, and to show the direct impacts that they were having. So sometimes you need to don't think, oh, this is above me. Go right ahead and put that dashboard there, put that pie chart there. Show them this is what you're missing out on. Show them these are the possibilities we have for partnership. And most of these people are actually willing to listen when you have the numbers and the data to support what you're saying.
Okay, you want to say something?
I was seconding actually whatever she's saying. I was actually asking her some time back about partnership, and a lot of things made me go back to the drawing board because I was seeking a partnership. Someone reached out, and whatever the deal was giving didn't make sense to me. And I just saw it as an important opportunity to try and get something out of the deal for myself as well. So I was trying to draft in a proposal and actually so much insights in terms of what a partnership could mean to them. In terms of the value that I'll be getting and the cost of them actually participating in that endeavor alone, and the benefits of actually so just putting it out forward that you need sometimes to also show them that you have your insights, you've done the market research, you have the data. So this is what was on the table. So here's the offer. Can we work on something? Then we come on the drawing table with both our hands on the table. We don't all the cards on the table because of course, there's always that issue of trust. But going forward, you just work on that agreement.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so like I think for myself, to me, like at times, confidence in a play like a very important part because like if you are selling something, unafaa kuwa able to sell something to the topmost people, some like in peer society, some like the CEOs, some like these peer kinds of people, like especially stuff for us, like it's a bit to be. So like for the better part, so like myself, I'm somehow peer confident. So I'm like telling, like a very peer high person, so like whatever we are doing, because I'm like for the best part, if you can be able to sell some like most of these people, some like so some people like becomes like a bit simpler because like number one for them are much more requirements, like in like a bit more difficult. Like it's just the same as like when you are like able to lift some like a very large weight, so like the smaller it becomes like a bit simpler. But of course, there's some few peer challenges like in some ways that might make it tougher, but dealing with
you can also do your research and sometimes they don't have to. You can actually reach out sometimes and identify areas of synergies that you see that these people are lacking in this area, and a business like you benefit from something like this.
For sure.
And just giving that value in terms of what you offer, and you have already the structures ready. It's just for them to review and have the guys check it, and if it checks out, we can, unless they double deal and they go back on and they do it themselves, which is
for sure.
not a good move. But every business is actually meant for its own survival, so it's not personal. I understand, but same way.
And principles and like there people should do.
Of course, but I've come to realize in business, in stuff, whatever you think is good is not good for everyone.
Sure.
And if all you see is what you see, then you're not seeing everything. Because some people will just do things on the face value, just to, like, okay, let me just give an example. This happened to me sometime back last year but one. I saw there was a tech company that was coming up. I won't mention name, but they're in fintech, and they wanted they were hiring guys. So the hiring process was a bit intensive, and it was intense. And in the process, they were just focused on majorly as an outsider. What would you do to make on their system? Or, they weren't asking the crucial questions. And then I sat for a moment. I was like, why are they doing only this? So they were basically sourcing for information from their potential clients and for potential employees in the field. So because they didn't hire anyone out of that bunch that they did anything, but everyone went through the same process where they would give you all the information, So they went and they implemented most of the stuff that people said doing. And I noticed and I realized there's no single point in my life am I going to be that dumb. Anyway, I was just getting into the employment
so like it's just learning the way things are.
So it's just the real deal.
For sure. I think it's
it's sad. I mean, it's sad. But this people will actually call you to an interview, not to hire you, but sometimes to get your information, to check their system and identify weaknesses for them.
Okay, though Okay, like I think for myself, so like when we did the demo for the people, then they wanted to build the thing. Like some part of me wanted to feel like, okay, they want to steal like our idea. Like I think one person from our team said that, okay, but then there's this peer aspect that came to me, that was like up to this point, we have been able to peer innovate such that they want to steal it. But like they can't keep on stealing like our peer innovations continuously, just for them to be able to keep up. And so like I think for myself, so like the name of the game is to continuously innovate, is to continuously peer look at the product. Like at times most of the ideas just come in the most peer awkward hours. And then you just put it down on your phone notebook. Like most of the things that the product now peers, like they've come, they've come when I'm maybe on the road, when I'm peer in the gym, like when I'm just chilling doing something. Like I think maybe that's the price that you have to pay for innovation, just for the product to be continuously in your mind, like for you to be like for you to be thinking, okay, like how can you make this thing better day to day basis. Like at times I think even most of the team, like they think we are done with something, but then I come and say, okay, like I know we should now do this, and then they say, oh yeah, then they say, then they themselves they say, okay, like we can do it in a particular way. And so like you find like the thing just keeps on getting better, and I don't think that someone can beat it. So like when you are peer out innovating them, because I'm like at the end of the day, so like if you can give me more value, so like at a fraction of the cost, so like I think someone will pick that. But then the problem comes with distribution. I think distribution is the thing that I myself am still finding so difficult, because like you can build a good product, you can build something that can solve like a certain problem, but now distributing it to the right people efficiently
becomes a problem.
Okay, then I think maybe as the last topic, we can talk about synergies. We can talk about like how companies can partner. The now SMEs just for their lives to become simpler, and then for them to grow. Like for myself, like, what do you think is the best approach for this?
I find it easier for small companies or maybe from startups to SMEs to work with each other. It become easier because the amount of work that needs to be done is immense.
For sure.
And also you find that these are sometimes teams that are usually small and in highly maybe high-tech innovation industries or segments, and they need to focus on one thing at a time, which is a very hard thing for most SMEs to do. It's either they go out and hire more people and specialize in terms of who they are hiring, or it's either they do it in-house, which is very hard. So for instance, if a company is working in as I give an example, right? An Evolt, in the case of Evolt, in our development stage and to the point where the product is out and ready and works for the people, there's going to be a huge need for customer experience solutions and things related to pertaining that, because this is actually a customer interaction platform. And so basically you find that we tend to neglect the things that really don't make sense to us now. But if we can approach it in the way that we can have more synergies and more partnership with people who are in that space, it actually gives us more time to focus on our main primary business. And also we can innovate more without actually constraining ourselves. So basically building some things from scratch is actually hard.
For sure.
And you need to be open-minded. It's not nothing is going to happen when you, as provided it's not something that's touching basically on your business model, on your structure. You can outsource. You can always you can consult. And
especially the consulting part. Like the consulting part is so important.
It's important, very much.
Because like from a business perspective, like there are some aspects that you can get from someone from a private meeting. When I come see you guys, like I can see one thing. When you come, you can see something. But like in our particular case, like I'm trying to look at it in a way that we can both benefit. Because like at the end of the day, when you want to create like a synergy, when you want to do like some form of a partnership, like we should be able to benefit from
Each other, yes.
in a good way. Yeah, so like in our case, like it's Proxima coming up with your customer support solutions.
Yeah.
Well done. Then we make sure that that is now maintained. Then from your side, your partners, your providers, you can now introduce them to us, because like for us it's now like a B2B.
Yeah.
So like it's just now creating that particular channel whereby we can do like a meeting. You do have like a CEO of like one of your partners.
Yeah.
Yes. So like I think small companies should focus so much on building these particular partnerships.
Relationships.
Yeah, sure.
Business relationships.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, though like there's one thing that is missing, like and I think it's a space for now PSMEs, like for them to basically come and form these particular partnerships, for them to go to most of these events, like which are not yet like towards teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like there are so many places, like okay, like you can go somewhere that's like from start to finish, like it's just you being taught. Yeah, like at times you want to
So
go
interactive.
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so like at times you want to go somewhere. Okay, then you're just walking, taking your coffee, speaking to like CEOs, like from day to now evening. So like without so much happening. And so that by the end of the day, so like you can know like what 30 different companies are doing, you can know their strengths, they know you, so like you can have this detailed information. Because for so many events that I've personally gone to, it's normally so hectic. The speakers come, they talk, then like I just have like 5 minutes to talk to like 30 people. It's like, hey, okay, like why?
Yeah, and you're trying to struggle to get to know who this person is. And,
yeah, for sure. So like when you call someone tomorrow, it's like, hey, Beckham, prepare an event, hey, it's Beckham. Because like there was a very minimal time.
Yeah,
that's like once it gets there, sitting on a table, like the conversation might be like a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Because okay, like you want to meet this person in the same space again. So like then like this perspective, this person looked for me. So like you want them, which I think like basically happens to so many people. Like I've seen that so much in the market. Like whereby because you call someone first, then you tell them so like what you do. So like now they think that you want them, so like they don't see it like as a person.
So I feel like we're lucky to be in Kenya right now. We have a tech scene that is really evolving so much, and there are so many people in tech, and there's so many people outside tech as well who know something about tech. So conversations can be had in very many platforms, and I think personally I'm not someone who's big on interactions so much, but I believe in sometimes trying to sell to the right people. I try to funnel out. I try to filter out the persons I need to sell out. I'm the kind of person who, if I wanted to sell something to you, I'd really do so much research on you. You know, I'd go to your LinkedIn, check this person out, and just check areas where I know I can get you something that will pique your interest. And as well as because I notice people like to talk, and people it's easier to say something, and people make promises, you know, in person, but to actually get the work done is actually the hardest part of it. So the first thing, in my opinion, is actually creating a relationship without the work first. You creating you making this person interested enough to want to hear you more, and also you sometimes you can pretend you don't have to be so much interested, but you know, having areas of interest, and it's actually easier to deal with that, and such a person it's easier for them to get you to the next room and to the next office, and just basically having a relationship sometimes, and beyond just the business part.
For sure. For sure. Okay, like I think for me, so like one thing that that is so small, but so many people assume is basically now remembering someone's name.
I bet you
like for myself, so like when I come, like when I go to like a certain school, when the sec tells me like a name, like I must capture that name, so that when I come next time,
you remember.
It's like, hey, Mrs. Pia Christian, good morning. You see, like so many people forget names in a very bad way. Like you go, this person says their name, and I think at the end of the day, so like it's this jovial thing, because you can talk to someone, And then the person feels like, this person is so warm to me.
Yeah.
This person is so kind. Well, this person amekumbuka jina langu. You see, like such small things. Okay, like, because like for the best part, like especially like when we go to certain places, just to try get the next meeting. So like we went to Port House here. It's a very good school. So like because like you are not invited, you must start from the gate.
Good.
You know that you must be like a very nice person. Okay, though I'm not a flyer, but I said that I'm coming to take for now peer admissions.
But it's true. You just have to get to the door.
So like when we now got in, they started to tell my name is Beckham, blah blah blah. Then I got the first meeting. So the second time I came, now it's not about this admission. Now it's okay, like me, I'm coming, but you're still nice to the people.
They get to know.
Okay, like it's just not because like okay, like just the way you said. Like it's basically just saying, okay, like wow, you do have a family. How many kids? Like it's just this peer aspect of being human.
But I think for majority part of the people who got into tech in Nairobi, in Kenya first, most of the innovations came from labs. You found they had a community. Still there is a community, but it's not as vibrant as it used to be. I think, in my opinion, when it was coming up. So a lot of our peers who came before us had so much in that regard. There were so many forums in trying to meet people. So when it was still new, it's still happening right now, but you find that right now people are more individualistic in terms of whenever they're developing, they develop fast. Not people are developing in isolation. We are not developing in a community-based system as much as we used to. So it just begs the question of when and who do you who do you want to meet and when do you want to meet them? And so it makes it much easier to funnel out the person you want to meet.
For sure.
And as you mentioned something about also when you get into a business, you want it to be mutually beneficial. So for instance, I'll just give you a case in example. In EVs and EV charging, we need real-time data, right? Real-time data is very essential because it actually determines in planning as well which stations and which areas need more chargers, which areas need more attention, and with real-time data and customer insights, you can actually get such information. And if you can be in a position where to exchange that amount of data, you get into a data agreement with someone who can actually provide this information.
For sure.
It's easier for me to plan ahead and actually improve my business. And basically, it could be mutually beneficial to everyone.
For sure. Okay, though, like I think, so like if I'm trying to picture the perfect partnership for me, okay, like though the word partnership, so like it's okay, like let me call it synergy, which is so like if I'm trying to picture the perfect synergy, okay, so like it's somehow peer effort based. Because like if I'm doing something for you and I'm putting in so much effort, so I'm like it should be peer mutually in terms of similar. Because okay, like I've done certain partnerships. But the effort was like somehow was not peer mutual. Because to me like it depends. Because like for a certain company, this particular synergy partnership might be more important for you, something like more than the other company. So like there's this particular aspect. But I feel like for most now SMEs, okay, like
so it goes down to actually identify the right person
sure.
and identify the need. So whenever you want to go into this, you really need to do so much research. And
for sure.
instead of different companies are in different stages of development, and different have needs. Some are more into converting new clients. Some people are into like the marketing phase. So also as you said, it should be beneficial and effort should be replicated.
For sure.
And just goes to understanding you should take interest in the other business and what they do. And I think that's the best way to go about it as well.
For sure. Then okay, you want to say something?
I need to say, okay. So again, depends on the type of partnership or synergy. Sometimes you'll find as an SME who has more of the technical knowledge and resources, you might need to put in more effort than the other one. But look at it in terms of like value.
Yeah.
So in the agreement, what are we getting from it? We might be putting in more effort, but are we being compensated for that effort?
Yeah.
It really matters, right? Because you look at sometimes big corporations, they, like you talked about focus, they're very focused. Us, for example, we are financial institutions, we give loans. So we do not have certain data. Probably we don't have data on
like the age or something.
But you can provide that. But then also that now you can start looking at it means you might have to put in more effort, and then for them they just want the data and they can give the credit. So you look at it in terms of what are you getting from it.
If we also adapt that. Okay, so like there's one company, one is giving data, right? Okay, like you must also picture it in a certain way. So like this company that is giving data, maybe they are data peer brokers. So like the partnership might be, okay, like we will give this particular data, then since you do have your own peer platform, give us certain data from your own peer customers that we can go sell somewhere. So like for myself, I think in any particular scenario, okay, like so many people think that for a partnership, like for the better part, like it should be just like about making money. Because like for myself, if I found like a certain company that have very good leadership peers, work on a very good peer leadership, like I prefer some form of mentorship. Then peer give them like our services.
And just to add on that, again, it can also be that, and also it can be the possibility of other partnerships or of a market. This could be this certain partnership could open you up to now new clients, to a new market. So there are a lot of factors to look at in that space.
Yeah, for sure. So just as the last thing, okay, like I think we are extremely young people. And
extremely.
I think okay, like if like okay, like if people can say that, like what's your age?
I'm currently 25.
25. I'm also 25 myself, and you?
Oh, then I have crossed that bridge. I'm 26.
Wow. Okay, so like you see, there's the whole aspect of, so like for the better part of me, like when you do something, like for myself, whenever I do something, like it's okay, like I'm doing it for the first time.
And no one taught you, right? You didn't get a manual and say, I'm gonna use this manual to
because like you can find books, you can find some form of mentorship, but I'm like, okay, like you can't live your life based on like with a book or like there's a new thing, let me go to this book. And so like how do you make sure that you are properly doing some like peer these things for the first time well?
I noticed that in my line of interest and everything, I may not always be right or perfect. Okay, you can read books, you can read everything, you can get life experience, but for me, most of the things that I've learned so far are things that I've learned through experiences, from interactions with people, and also how I view myself. Am I a person who wants to grow? Do I want to achieve something? So having a growth mindset and having you don't have to have a scarcity mindset. In terms of resources, because if you're going to a table and you get disappointed, and you notice that that's a learning lesson, because if you're someone who's very observant and someone who's into the finer details, you end up taking so much than what you lost, from an interaction from someone.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. Thank you so much, Kiende. That was a very interesting conversation, to be honest. I felt like 40 minutes felt like 2 minutes for the better part. Maybe you can say your closing remarks.
I thank you again for the invite. It's always good to interact with people in the same space, not in the same industry, but trying to build something for themselves. And I feel encouraged being visiting your office today. It's a great achievement for yourself, and I'm proud of how far you've come. And just maybe a word to everyone out there who is trying to figure out things for themselves. the worst you can actually do is fail and learn from it actually. So there's no bad thing in failure, and it only takes you the first step to actually say I can do this, and that's all that is needed.
Yeah, for sure. Kiende, maybe you can say your closing remarks.
Yes, and also just to thank you for having me. Thank you so much, also Josh, for bringing me here and for allowing me to meet these wonderful people. For me, I would say people are important in whatever space you're in. So get to meet people, create room to interact with people in your life. There's a danger of being very secluded, but that's where the magic happens. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I think for myself, the last thing I will say is to just encourage people to build, for people to build good products, for people not to be afraid of building the next big set of companies. We need we need so much innovation in Kenya, and I believe that it's the young people like whom can basically do it, and because we can now basically take on so much risk, and I think the future looks bright. Thank you so much, and hope you've enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.